Hello, everyone. Hi, it is Amy here from AMPO. I hope that things are going great in your world this week. We are on a journey together. AMPO is coming and walking alongside you and helping you to think about your annual giving program, maybe in ways that you haven't done before. We're really looking at how we can take a focused, strategic approach to annual giving. One of the questions that came in: what is annual giving? What am I talking about when I'm talking about annual giving? Well, if you think about the donor pyramid, I'm just going to put it into 3 slices for you. The bottom slice is annual giving, the middle would be mid-level giving, and the top would be major giving. And so what we're talking about is the bottom part of that slice. And the types of donors that we're talking about with annual giving: these are people who give annually. They might give to your organization once or twice a year. They might be monthly givers. Maybe they're people that have set it up that they give a gift to your organization every month. Maybe they're people who give, there are people who give smaller, they're usually frequently smaller gifts. They're renewable, they're repeatable. They go to operations. These are unrestricted gifts traditionally. And so it's not something that you're raising money for a capital campaign or for another widget. These are gifts that are given to support the advancement of the entire mission of the entire organization. So that's a little bit about what annual giving is. And that really plays in well to what I want to talk about today. So one of the things that we've been discussing is how we're going to segment our annual givers. And we're going to segment them into 3 groups. We're going to segment them into kind of the top givers in that group. We're going to segment the monthly givers, and then we're going to have everybody else. And what I really want to concentrate on today is those top givers. So how you figure out who these folks are is that I'm going to ask you to run a list. We're going to look at the data to help us determine, to help us start making some inferences about who these folks are. So you can run this list a couple of ways. Maybe you work in an organization that has a dedicated major gifts program. Maybe you have a person who's dedicated to major gifts, or you have a fundraiser who's really concentrating on those personal asks and raising major gift dollars. If you're doing that, then what I would do is I would pull out that portfolio. So I would pull out all of the donors that that program is already working with, and then run your list for everyone else who would be left in your database. If you are someone who doesn't have a major gift program or doesn't have someone focused on fundraising, what I would do is I would just run your entire list. And you're going to want to run this so that you can determine who has given the most over their lifetime of giving. So we are going to be looking at lifetime giving to help us figure this out. Because like I said before, the definition of an annual giver is someone who has given little bits of money over maybe a long period of time. So if we just look at the gift size that they give to your organization during one calendar year, they're not going to rise to the top the way they would when you start to look at lifetime giving for these donors. So once you have your list, sort it by lifetime. So sort it most to least lifetime giving. And what we're going to do is we're going to look for those top folks. Now, what I need you to do is I need you to spend some time being really honest with yourself and honest about your program. In order for us to determine how many people we're going to put into this portfolio, I need you to have the honest, hard conversation with yourself. How many people can you work with? So there might be some of you who will say, you know what? I'm in a really good place right now with our organization. Things are humming along really well. I think I can dedicate maybe a half a day, a week, a whole day a week to my fundraising efforts. That is fantastic. You are going to see your fundraising program move forward. And so we're going to use, you're going to maybe look for 10 to 15 people that you would want to think about as your highest donors, lifetime giving. Maybe you're sitting there and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I don't know how I'm going to put one more thing on the plate. I really don't. Things are really busy right now in the organization. That's great. I see you. I understand. Let's identify one person. Let's find one person from that list that maybe you don't have a relationship with right now that we can look at building one new relationship for the organization. And that is going to help to advance your mission and help to impact that many more people because we have those funds available. So what you're going to do is you're going to look at your list now that you've had that hard conversation with yourself and you've sort of jotted down on a scratch piece of paper how many new relationships you think you can handle. And now I want you to start going down that list. At the top of that list, there's going to be some familiar names. There's going to be staff. There's going to be board members. There's going to be people who've been impacted by the mission. Maybe you're very blessed and maybe your founder is still around and their name is on that list. Those are folks that you're already engaging with. You are already building a relationship with them on a regular basis. What I want you to do is I want you to start looking down that list until some names pop that you don't know. Maybe there's some people in there that for whatever reason you haven't had a chance to meet them. Maybe you've never run your list by Lifetime Giving before, and maybe you had no idea that they were this committed to your mission. So I want you to look down the list for those new names and think about the number that you have there and try to find, some people that will match up to that number. Maybe there's some names that you do recognize, but maybe your relationship has sort of fallen off a little bit with these folks. Great, grab them. This is going to be a great time to re-engage with them. So what we're doing this week is we're really looking at building out our prospect portfolio. So we're going to look at having an annual giving prospect portfolio. Doesn't that sound great? That's going to be something that you'll be able to talk about with your supervisor or with your board in your next meeting. So remember those words. Annual Giving Prospect Portfolio. So good luck. As always, let me know how it's going. If you have additional questions, feel free to reach out. I would love to hear from you. Have a great week, and we will talk soon.